Hey guys, I have a book review for you today. It is Jane by April Linder, and it is a debut novel, and it is loosely based on Jane Eyre. If you have not read that, you definitely need to read it. But I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy it. I do have a few things that I didn't really care for, but for the most part, I liked it. And to begin, I love this cover. It is what first drew me into the book because it's very creepy. And I love that. Excuse me, I still have a cough. And then when I heard it was, inspired by Jane Eyre, I knew I had to read it. But it's obviously about a girl named Jane, and Jane is an orphan because her parents recently died in a car accident. And she has a sister named Jenna and a brother named Mark. And Jenna, they're both very cruel to her and very mean, very superficial. And so she's essentially an orphan. And so she goes to a agency where she is hooked up with a nannying position for a little girl named Maddie. And Maddie's father is Nico Rathburn, who is a very famous rock star. And he's in his 30s or something like that. So he's kind of older. But she goes to live with him, and strange things start to happen in the house. And there's a family secret in Nico's life that is in the house. So she has to kind of decide, is it worth my love for Nico or should I leave him? So that's like the basic plot of it. But to get more into detail, I thought the book was good at the beginning, but then I kind of felt like in the middle it went a little bit downhill for me. It's very simplistic to say this, but I kind of felt like I was reading it and I wanted more. I wanted more everything. Like, I wanted more interactions with Maddie between Jane and her. I wanted more forbidden love between Nico and Jane. I wanted more interactions with the characters. I kind of felt like Jane is there because of Maddie, and the author kind of I put Maddie to bed. Okay, and like Maddie had a bad childhood. Well, I would have liked to hear more, like her and Maddie going to the park or something, and Maddie explaining, what she went through, and, just kind of things like that. But she did mention it a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And I kind of felt like Maddie didn't like Jane at the beginning, and I kind of would like to have seen more character building, Maddie kind of growing to trust Jane more, because all of the women in Maddie's life have treated her like crap. And so I would have liked to see more of that. And I also would have liked to see more interactions between Nico and Jane, because it seemed like through the most part of the book, in the beginning, Nico was gone, obviously because he's a rock star, but I felt like the chemistry between them kind of happened too quickly, and within 10 pages she thought that she was in love with him, and I just didn't think that was a good idea. Like, I kind of felt like he was very pushy towards her, and I kind of felt like she was forced into loving him, and after she was forced into loving him, she realized that she loved him, but she didn't figure it out on her own, So I kind of didn't like that about the book. But other than that, it was okay. I don't want to say too much without giving anything away, but I did have a few more qualms with the book, but I don't want to say anything too much about it. But I felt like Jane, I liked her in the beginning. She was honest, she was trustworthy, and I felt like she had a good grip about herself and what she wanted. But then towards the end, I kind of felt like she was very irrational and very childish, and especially if you guys have read the book, it's so much easier to explain it. But yeah, so I kind of felt like she was very irrational and didn't think with her heart so much as her head. And I know the original is very sensible and like that, but I just felt like it would have been easier to relate more to Jane in that aspect. So kind of about that. The ending was a little weak for me. I was kind of hoping there would be more of a struggle, and but you know, it's still a happy ending, I guess, so can't complain about that. The Secret was lame. So but for some reason I still gave it a 4 out of 5. I don't know why, but The Secret was kind of lame, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But I guess it depends on how high your shock factor is, you know, how easily you get shocked in books. So I am very, very hard to please in shockers, so that's maybe why it wasn't as interesting as as she might have thought. But other than that, it was a great book. For some reason, I just really loved it, and the writing was really great. It was really easy. It flowed well. The text looks like this. So it's very easy text. I love the cover, like the gray and pink. I love that. And Sarah Shepard, Cicely von Ziegler? Maybe. Don't let this review deter you. I would think, for the most part, if you have not read Jane Eyre, I recommend reading this Jane first, because I found myself comparing to the classics so many times. And I hated that about it, because I wish I could have just enjoyed the book as the book. I know it was based on Jane Eyre, but I wish I could have just let it be, you know, and just let it be its own novel. So I kind of felt a little annoyed by that. And about Nico, really fast. I didn't see him as a good character. I didn't know whether I wanted to trust him at the beginning either, but I found him to be very whiny, very childish, very much a spoiled rock star, very privileged, and I know that that's kind of how he was written, but I wish she took a lot of Mr. Rochester's, who is one of the most romantic, awesome men in literature, and kind of misconstrued him to be where his only qualities left from the original to Nico was the jerkness and the assholeness, and I kind of wanted more of his romantic qualities to be in there as well. But Nico was he was kind of a jerk, like a big jerk, and very spoiled, rotten, didn't really care about his kid, and he used a lot of women to make Jane jealous, to kind of make her realize that she loved him, and I didn't like that. So, and he's very possessive over her, and I didn't like that either. But other than that, he was a good character. I felt bad for him at the end. I think his heart was in the right place, but he was just very flawed, like too flawed, almost borderline annoying flawed. So, yeah, so I don't know what to think about him. But other than that, it was a good book. I keep saying that, but it really, for some reason, I still gave it a 4 out of 5, even though I have all these things about the book that I didn't like. But for some reason, I just liked it. So definitely read it, guys, if you haven't. I would probably suggest getting it from the library if you're too tentative about it. This book is definitely either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. You're not going to, not love it, but you're going to really like it or you're going to hate it. So hopefully you like it. But yeah, so I hope this review was helpful for you, and I'm not sure what I'm going to read next. I'll have to see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have an awesome Saturday, and thank you so much for all the new subscribers. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and have a good day. Bye.